Election music. These are live pictures side by side. Bernie Sanders is in Charleston, South Carolina. Ted Cruz in Columbia, South Carolina. Both are trying to grab attention from the leaders in the pack that they are dealing with. Hillary Clinton for Bernie Sanders and, of course, Donald Trump for Ted Cruz. Boy, this thing is heating up right now. I'm joined by former Republican governor and senator from Virginia, George Allen, along with former Democratic congressman from Ohio, Dennis Kucinich, also a Fox News contributor. Both are exclusive to us, and I love your opinions, gentlemen. Let's get right to it. I want to start with Ted Cruz. Do you expect that he will even deign to respond to what Donald Trump has now tripled down on, first during the debate this weekend, then with Maria Bartiromo this morning on Fox Business, and then just a few minutes ago when he spoke live, he said that Ted Cruz has a, quote, mental problem and that he's going to sue Ted Cruz. To you first, Governor Allen, does Ted Cruz even attempt to deal with this?
Well, I think he will, and they have been. They've been going back and forth, not just in their various press conferences and rallies. You saw them going after one another pretty strongly in the Saturday night debate as well. And then there were also Trump and Jeb Bush as well. So there's a lot of sparks and insults flying back and forth. They're all avoiding what I said when I endorsed Marco Rubio last month on your show to follow Reagan's 11th commandment. That's just been torn up and shredded and ignored. And I do think a lot of this, though, is not particularly helpful in that I think most voters want to know what you're for. What are your ideas to improve opportunities for young people in our country in this interconnected, competitive world? And you get Donald Trump saying that George Bush is responsible for 9/11. And I like Donald Trump, and he's a friend, but my goodness, saying that's like saying FDR is responsible for Pearl Harbor or James Madison is responsible for the British burning the White House and the Capitol in the War of 1812. I mean, that's just beyond.
Congressman, to you, and looking at where Bernie Sanders stands at the moment and the attention that he, too, is getting, he has been very clear about where he stands. He has articulated very clearly most of what he truly believes in, and he doesn't seem to be losing any velocity either. We have video of a huge crowd that he was able to draw in Colorado within the last 24 hours. 18,000 people seemingly showing up. Does that actually translate to votes?
It does. The economic message that Bernie Sanders is carrying forth is resonating with voters across the country, whether it's the rally you refer to in Colorado or Nevada, where Bernie Sanders has close the gap between himself and Hillary Clinton. You're seeing people responding to a strong economic program that's spelled out.
Well, South Carolina, though, is pretty much a reliable crystal ball, isn't it, Governor? It's accurately predicted the Republican nominee for the past 36 primaries, minus one moment, and that's when it picked, I believe, Newt Gingrich over Mitt Romney. But it's no longer Bush country, supposedly, because if you look at the polls, Donald Trump appears to be leading at this moment.
Yeah, and he is leading in the polls. Marco Rubio is coming up. He had a strong, thoughtful debate, and I think Marco's doing well. And in fact, the polls I've seen have him in second now.
And you've endorsed him.
And I have, as I said, and they're getting good-sized crowds listening to him as people listen to his ideas on how to address the challenges, his positive, constructive message that can unite Republicans and then get independents and folks who normally don't vote Republican on our side, I think is resonating. But this election year, Liz, is like no other. Donald Trump's generally defying political gravity. The criticism of Ted Cruz has come from Donald Trump and Bush and Marco to some extent, too. But I think it'll give momentum into the big, important March 1st primaries, including that in Virginia. And in that poll in Virginia that just came out this morning, Trump's at 28, Rubio's at 22. And but they have high negatives, though, for a lot of these candidates, but not Marco.
You know, and Hillary Clinton, some would argue, has high negatives, Dennis, and yet she also is doing pretty well today. She was meeting with race leaders, Al Sharpton, National Urban League president, NAACP. She's trying to really attack that issue of race and racism. She wants the black vote. If she gets it, is the nomination hers?
it gives her a real advantage towards the nomination. South Carolina, I think, will demonstrate the strength that Hillary Clinton has among African Americans, and I think it wouldn't take a genius to predict that she looks as though she'll win South Carolina, and she could win by a big margin. She will need that, though, to go turn the corner and go into Super Tuesday, where, again, the black vote can be very persuasive in the outcome of a number of states.
It's so great to have both of you. You've been through many campaigns yourselves, so your perspective is valued. Former Governor George Allen and former Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Keep it right here.